Thank you.
Thank you, Joe. And a quick introduction of myself. I am not one of those experts, but I am the campaign coordinator for the Florida Right to Clean Water campaign, and a Florida native and Florida attorney. Currently live in Oregon, but I'm helping out from beyond. And what we're going to do today is record a series of training videos for your use. If you have any questions, please go to our website and you can find your regional coordinator there. You can find more information. In fact, there currently is a page on to welcome ambassadors and to orient you with the basics. However, we just wanted to dive a little deeper into some of the operations of petition collecting, and some of the do's and don'ts, tips and insights that will help you out. So with that, I want to pass the baton and introduce you to other people here that have some experience under the belt. Tom, we'll start with you.
Oh, well, thank you, Mel.
Uh-huh.
My name's Tom Perez. I've been involved with the Speak Up Titusville Race to Clean Water petition collection. And all it takes is getting out there and doing it. It's hard to do that. It's hard to walk up to a stranger and say, hey, would you like to sign a petition? Oh, by the way, that's not the way I would phrase it, but that's probably the way you're looking at it. Okay. And yes, it is hard. I am not one of those people, I thought, that would be willing to do that kind of work. Okay. And, push comes to shove, I realized that it was me or nobody. Okay. And I think that has to be kind of the feeling, okay, to be passionate about this work, because initially it is very hard. It's a barrier that you have to get over. Okay. And you can practice with yourselves, you and a buddy. Okay. Just go through what you would be saying to somebody. Okay. And something that Joe said, keep it simple. Do not overthink this, especially this petition. And it's that this particular petition is easy to collect. You find yourself in an event and, you introduce yourself. Hi, I'm collecting petitions to amend the state constitution. Okay, this will give us the fundamental right to clean water. That speaks for itself.
Going on with our introductions, I'm so sorry. Wendi, where are you from? What experience do you have?
Hi, thank you so much. I'm so proud to be part of this awesome group for such a wonderful cause and such great people involved and great leadership. It's just an excellent thing that's happening right now. So I'm from Fort Lauderdale. I'm actually staying in Hialeah right now. But I've been involved with water activism since we actually had about almost 3 years ago, we had 300 million gallons of raw sewage spill from, it was about 5 to 7 consecutive spills in Fort Lauderdale a few years ago, and basically nothing was done except for claims that it was fixed and photo ops and all that. And so, it's one of those instances where the community needs to come together and the people need to take charge, because essentially, all policy and government is the people. We just forget that when, we have the powers taken from us by people that choose to commodify. And so that's what I really, really love about constitutional amendments, is because they supersede any legislation, any paid off representative or lobbyist or consultant. They have no power against a constitutional amendment. And it's a little more difficult to get, so it does take a little bit more effort and coming together on the part of the people. But with the right state of mind and the right attitude, and just you keep going and staying positive, like these things happen. And so like Tom said, yeah, there's definitely obstacles. There's a boundary, just like the first day of school is tough, but then you're there for a week or a month, and then you're looking forward to going. A new job, any new challenge for yourself is never easy, but nothing that's really worth anything with a good outcome is going to be simple. So I definitely recommend, and I'll also say I have years of petitioning experience. For years and years and years, I've worked on I worked on the right to get felons, the rights back, everything that was against FPNL when they were trying to monopolize the industry and we wanted to regulate to get microgrids and that sort of thing. I've worked, and going up against FPNL is a huge power. Luckily, we're not against anyone that's really working against us right now. So we have that in our favor. And I will just say, to get over that initial hump, you probably want to start off with friends and family, like Tom kind of mentioned, coworkers, just while you're there, break the ice with them so you get familiar with the content of the petition. And and as you go forward and you speak with strangers, you take the good with the bad. There's going to be some amazing conversations with people, but you don't want to get too deep into them because you want to save that time. But you can also switch hearts and minds if you just stay positive with things. So just keep it simple. Remember why you're here, why we're doing this, and how important it is, because if we don't take charge ourselves, it's not going to happen. And when other people sometimes need to see leaders by example. So when you start doing it, it opens the door for other people to be like, oh, wow, I can do that too. And oh man, that's so great. And it just becomes contagious and balloons. So I'm just really excited to be a part of this. And I'm happy that we're all got our hearts in this. So thank you so much for having me here and doing this.
Thank you so very much, Wendi. And to Kevin, thank you so for joining us. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. Thank you. I'm excited to be here. I'm Kevin Young. I am kind of a veteran when it comes to social movements and petitioning and fundraising. One of my first jobs was a paid fundraiser for Greenpeace on the streets of DC when I was 16. Spent 22 years since then, and I've held a number of positions that were similar in between now and then. But this one is a little bit different. This one is the first time where I really feel like this would be changing history for the better in a very real and tangible way, in something that's concrete. What excites me about this is that constitutional rights are considered inalienable rights, meaning that they are, there's no question about it. Once something is considered a constitutional right, that's it. This is not something that can be taken away for any reason from anyone, whether citizenship, whether it be whatever. If it's constitutional, it's inalienable. And I think that it's absolutely paramount important right now that we have this fundamental right be considered inalienable from the people of Florida. Because we are in a very dangerous situation we have sea level rise, we have continued pollution and encroachment, and basically we have a lot of infrastructure that is going to start failing if it hasn't already. So without this right, I'm very concerned of what the future looks like for my kids. I have 3 children, and I want them to be able to drink tap water. I want them to be able to go paddle boarding. I want them to be able to go snorkeling. I want them to be able to see the wildlife and the habitat around us. I want there to be able to thriving tourist economy down here of people enjoying our waterways. And if we don't protect them, all of that will fall apart. And we've seen it. We've already seen what happens. We have massive fish kills every year due to algae blooms. We have the fecal matter in our drinking water, in our playing water, and it's not acceptable. And as Floridians, this is something that we have to do together. We have to stand up and say that no, water is going to be a right for all of us. And I can't verbalize how excited I am to have this drive and try to leave this legacy for my posterity and my family. So I'm excited to get people involved. You really do have the power to change the world. It's not as hard as you think it is. It just takes a lot of tenacity, and you just have to keep going and keep going and make it fun. Make contests out of it. For those of you who haven't canvassed before, come out with friends and make contests. See who can get the most petitions filled out in an hour. See who can get the most accurate petition signed. And this isn't a drive that's going to be a lot of time trying to convince people. Either you believe water is a right for everyone or you don't. And if you don't, we really don't need to waste time trying to convince that person. We can move on to the next, because we need to cultivate and harvest all the people who do believe in this, who do believe in this very fundamentally basic, logical right that since we're all made up of 70% water, we should have it free, we should have access to it. So don't try to convince people. Either they're with us or they're not. And if they're not, that's fine. Get to the next one, okay? Because it's going to take a certain amount of no's to get to a yes. And in this case, I imagine they're going to be 50-50 or at least more on the yes side. So just get people to stop. Do you believe water is fundamental right? Yes, let's sign up, okay? And go on to the next one. Get people to do it in groups. If people are together, stop the whole group. Hey, do you all believe that water is a right? As soon as somebody says yes, hand them the clipboard. Okay, sign up, help us out. And then everybody else is going to follow the leader. Okay. So stay motivated, stay positive. If you need a break, take a break. If you need help, ask for help, but don't give up. Get out there and let's get this done.
Awesome.
Excellent.
Thank you, Kevin. That was perfect. And so I'm going to close up this video with our initial thoughts and welcome and introductions, and get ready for future videos about, you know, different ways that volunteers can help. If they don't feel like to approach strangers, there's a whole lot more that can be done. Also some tips and insights about collecting signatures, some good examples and talking points and approaches, you know, things that work and don't work for our experienced veterans here, and other things like that. So we're going to have a pretty good series of videos for everyone to check out. So with that, we'll close up.